Hey, what's good, guys? Now we are on the question set 24. So the first one, uh, I'm gonna let's read the first question of question set 24. So find out the details of the student who got the lowest marks in the subject of science in the second term examination and the class in which he is studying. So we need the lowest marks. Yeah, this conditions are let's take a look at the conditions like lowest marks. Okay, this it's for the science subject in second term. Okay, and yeah, and those are the conditions, and I guess and the class which in he's studying, so we have to mention the class in the results when we show the result. Okay, so let's write the query. So So uh, So now we had to find, first of all, I'm going to find the lowest marks for this subject, and using these conditions, or I'm going to use a subquery. So I'm going to say select all from um, select all from student exam mark record table. By when you write execute this query, you will be able to see the student exam mark record table, but you cannot search a query using the name, because you can see it's completely it's with IDs. You don't know what it is for, so therefore you have to use IDs. You have to use subquery. So the condition is the subject ID. So subject ID is student exam mark record table subject ID. So but subject ID, if you take a look at the subject table, you see the science subject ID is 2, but you cannot simply say like this, give me the results for science subject, because you don't know exactly what is the ID for. So therefore we have to use subcode. So I'm going to say, instead of using equal sign, I'm going to say in, and inside this bracket I'm going to get the subject ID from the subject table. So select subject table subject ID from the subject table, where the subject name is science subject, like this. By doing this we will get the same exact result, but in this case we have searched by the name instead of searching by the ID. So that's cool. And now we have another condition. It is this term name. So therefore you had to say student exam mark record tables term name, term ID, sorry. But okay, in this case also you don't know the term name, because you only know the term ID, but they have mentioned second term. So therefore I'm going to write another subquery in, and inside this I'm going to get this term ID from this term table. So select exam term tables term ID from the term table, exam mark davis term table, where the term name is second term, right? Second term. Okay, cool. Now if I execute this query, you see the id is for second term. I mean the second term id is obviously, it's 2. If you look at the student x term table, second term id is 2. Okay, cool. Now we know what is exactly the id is for. uh, Now we can say the maximum function, maximum or lowest, minimum. Let's take a look. Who got the lowest mark in the subject of sign? Okay, so we need the lowest marks, therefore we have to use the minimum. So min function, and I'm going to use the function in the mark column. So student exam record tables mark column, and now you will be able to get the minimum mark that obtained on these conditions, specific conditions they have mentioned. And now I'm going to put this inside sub. Now I'm going to use the whole query as sub query, and I'm going to get the students details from this from for the person who has the this exact mark. So therefore we have to say select um, select all from student exam mark record tables, exam mark DBs, student exam mark record table, where student exam mark record tables mark column, and look for this specific mark who got. So like this, and now you will get, you can see the subject also 2, term also 2, and the mark. So now we have the students index number. By using the students index number, we can easily get the students details from the student table. Therefore we have to join the table. So I'm going to join the student table with student exam mark record table. Therefore I have to say, I have to use inner join uh, keyword. So inner join exam mark db's student table, and now I have to say which column is going to be matched with which column. So student tables index number is going to be matched with student exam mark record tables index number. But you can see they have mentioned the class name. So in the student table they only have mentioned this class id, but using this as a foreign key, we can take the class name from accessing the class using from the student table. So therefore we have to join the student table with we had to join the class table with student table. So that's what I'm going to do next. So now I'm going to inner join exam of db's class table, and in this case class tables class id is going to be matched with student tables class id, and now you will be able to see students details as well as students class name. And this person Sachitra Vikramasinghe is the one who got this lowest mark in the science subject on the second term, and that's cool. And now we have to filter out the columns. We have to remove the unwanted columns like a subject id exam term table. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to say I just need the student table's first name column, and give me the last name column, and give me the student's gender column, and student and the class table's class name. Yes, and yeah, we need the mark as well. Let's get the mark. So the mark is from student exam record table. Okay, cool. Now we have all the details, and now we have filtered out the results, so we are good to go. And this is the answer for the question 1, and I'll see you in the question 2. Okay, so now we are on the question set 24, second question. So the second one is arrange the marks obtained by all the students for the science subject held on this particular date in ascending order. So arrange the marks obtained by all the students for the science subject held on this particular day. So the conditions are the science subject, also this date. So the date is from exam mark exam term table, and after when we get the result, we have to show the results, the mark in an ascending order. So that's cool. So let's try the query. So I'm going to select all from student exam mark DBs, student exam mark record table. So if you execute this query, you will be able to see the student exam mark record table. And now we have to join. I'm going to use join queries in this case, so I'm going to inner join the exam mark record table. So for the exam term table with exam mark DBs, exam term table, and in this case exam term tables, I'm going to join match the exam mark tables, exam term tables term ID with student exam mark record tables term ID, like this. By doing this, we will be able to get the student exam. We will be able to access to exam mark record table. You can see we have this exam date now. Also, we have the exam term name. Okay, that's cool. And now what we need the science subject, so we have to join the subject table. So inner join exam mark DBs subject uh, exam mark DB subject table, and now I'm going to match the subject table subject ID with student exam mark record table subject ID. By doing this, we will be able to access the subject name. You can see we have the science subject, we have mathematics, and we have results for Sinhala. Okay, cool. And now I'm going to write the condition. So the first condition is subject name. So the subject name is from subject table, and the subject name we had to mention is science. The subject name has to be science in this case. If I execute this query, we will get an error. And what is the error? Okay, yeah. I didn't use the where keyword. You have to use the where keyword. Okay, cool. And if I take a look at the result table, we only have the results for science subject, and that's cool. Also, uh, they had mentioned the this date, and let's take a look at our table, and we may be able to figure out the date. 3rd and 15. 3rd, 15. Okay, this date. Okay, let's copy and now we have to mention this date, so it's from this exam term table. So I'm going to say exam term, exam date, and this give me the result for this particular date. And now if you look at this exam term table in the result, it contains only this particular date. and now we are good to go. And now we had to arrange the details in ascending order, therefore we had to say and. So in this case we had to ascend the order by the we had to um, use the mark table, mark column, to order the results. So I'm going to say order, is it right, order by student exam mark record tables, mark column, and ASC. I think this has to be the right query. Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, I had to remove this and keyword here, and if I not, you will be able to see the result in ascending order. The ascending order we had to check the mark column. You can see it's from 10, 23, 52, and 85, and now we are cool. Also they have mentioned arrange all the students, so therefore we have to get the students details. To get the students details, we have to join the student table. Also we have to join the class table to get the class name. So that's what I'm going to do now. So inner join exam mark DVs, student table, on student tables, index number is going to be matched with student exam mark record tables, index number. Also inner join exam mark DVs, class table, and on class tables class ID, and match the class tables class ID with student tables class ID. By doing this we will be able to get the students details and the class name also, you can see. And now we had to mention what other columns that we had to, that you need to display. So I need to display the student first student details and the class details, the class name, and the mark value, so mark that the student obtained. So I'm going to say student tables first name, student tables last name, okay, and student tables gender, give me the gender, and student tables contact number, and the class tables class name, and exam student exam mark tables mark count, and that's all what we need. Or we can again we can give the exam term, exam date, so it's from exam term table, exam term table is exam date also. And yeah, we need the subject name. Let's give the subject name. So subject tables, show the subject table subject name also. So okay, cool. So this is the answer for question 2. And no, yeah, this is the answer for question 2, and I see you in the question 3. Okay, cool. So now we are on the third question. So find the information of all students who obtain marks between 40 to 80 in the mathematics subjects of the examination held on this date. So we need all the students details on this specific condition they have mentioned. So the mathematics subject name and the exam date and the mark range. So therefore I'm going to use sub I'm going to use I'm going in this query when I'm going to use inner join queries. So first of all, I'm going to work from student exam mark record table. Select all from. So I'm going to work from student exam mark record table. You can, or we can work from student table. So I'm going to work from student table in this case. And if we execute this query, you can see we have the students details. Cool. But we need the marks, we need the exam date, so therefore we have to join the student exam mark record table. So I'm going to say inner join student exam mark record table, and in this case students index number. I'm going to match the student index number with student exam mark record table's index number, and now we will be able to get the student's mark from this column, from this result. You can see here. Okay, and also I need to inner join the class table, because that's how we can get the class name. So therefore I'm going to inner join exam mark DB's class table on class tables class ID with student exam mark record tables class ID. No, sorry, subject table student tables class ID. So student tables class ID like this, and now we will be able to get the students details, sorry, class name. Okay, cool. And now I'm going to join the subject table. So I want to say inner join exam mark DB's subject table on um, subject table subject ID with student exam mark record tables subject ID. By doing this, we will be able to get the subject name uh, like this, you can see. And now we have to match the term name, sorry, the term table. We have to join the term table, so also inner join exam mark DB's term exam term table, and exam to match this exam term table's term ID with student exam mark record table's term ID. Now we will be able to get the term exam term table with these results. Okay, cool. Now we can access this exam date, we can access the subject name, we can access the class name, also we can access the mark table, we can access the student table. So now we can write the conditions. So the first condition is what is the first condition? The mark count. So it is from student exam mark record table, so the mark is over than 40 and lesser than 80, right? Yeah, 40 to 80. By doing this, we will get an answer that between these mark range, you can see there's nothing higher than 80. Also there's nothing below than lower than 40. Okay, that's cool. And now we have to mention the subject name. It is mathematics, So the subject name has to be mathematics in this case. So, and subject table's subject name is mathematics. I guess if I execute this query now, I executed this query in which no, I didn't. Now I did. You can see it contains the results only for mathematics. Okay, and now again, now we have to mention now we have to mention this date. So I'm going to copy the date, and we have to mention the date, but date is from, we have to access the date from exam term table. So exam date is has to be this date, and now the row count is we have reduced the row count, we have filtered out the rows now to this according to these conditions in this specific date, and the subject mathematics, and yeah, okay, and the mark range. And what else we need now? Find the information. So we need the student's details and the class name. So I'm going to get the student details from student table. So first name, student's last name, student's gender, student's contact number, and the class table's class name, and the mark count, uh, the mark that obtained by that student. So student exam mark record tables mark column, and give me the student the exam date also. So yeah, okay, yeah, we need the subject name. Let's give the subject name. The subject table, subject name, and yeah, this is the final answer for the question 3. And yeah, we are good to go, and I'll see you in the fourth one. Yeah, the fourth one is arrange the above result in a descending order. So therefore we had to just write like this. We have to say order by student amount. We have to order by the mark column, and in an ascending result, right? In an ascending way. Yeah, in a descending way. So we had to say DSC, I guess, or DESC. Yeah. Now this will show in a descending order for the mark count, mark values. And yeah, this is all for the question 24, and I'll see you in the question 25. Thank you.